Welcome to the Crystal Bar podcast, where I'll be sharing crystal wisdom and guidance to empower, enlighten, and educate you. I'm Claire, owner of the Crystal Bar, and my goal is to guide you on your spiritual path of knowledge searching, self-discovery, and growth. So join me for a dose of crystal knowledge, cosmic updates, a sprinkle of astrology, and other exciting topics. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Welcome back to another podcast. It's really good to have you here, especially as I'm sure perhaps some of you are back at work, some of you are busy, some of you are just social media'd out. So if you're joining me on day of release, I am so grateful and I hope you've had a wonderful festive period if you celebrate, but Happy New Year either way. Some of you may be a bit shocked that I've come on here so quickly, but you know me, I've got so much to say. I recorded my January video for YouTube and social media this morning and the website, and I'm just really keen to just get all this information out so that it benefits you, because at the end of the day, it's no good just being stored in my mind, is it? But with that being said, gosh, today feels really peculiar. Perhaps it's because I'm delving into astrology more this time of year and actually not forcing myself to do certain things and certain tasks and certain rituals. However, we do have one that we do swear by. I know many people throw cinnamon into the home on the 1st of every month for prosperity and abundance. We don't. We actually do it on the 1st of January, but what we do is we throw money into the home. We also open the front door to usher in the new year and the back door to usher out the old year. We've got other rituals as well, which I have shared on social media, so I won't go too much into those, but they're the two that are the standout rituals that I will do without fail, that is for sure. And I must also say, normally the 1st, I'm cleaning the house, I'm putting all the decorations away, and that brings a lot of luck. However, this year I feel slightly different. I feel like I want to hold on to the sparkle a little bit more. I don't know if anybody else feels the same. I know it's very, very common for some of you to clear your decorations away after Boxing Day, but for me, I just want to hold on to it for a few more days because it's so magical. Perhaps it's because it's quite dismal outside and rainy and cold, and just having the sparkles inside brings that little bit of magic into the home, doesn't it? But yeah, and also as well, I must admit, studying the planets and the moons today does explain it a little bit more as well, especially with how there's so much of a loving energy. And if you're watching my video later on or whenever I share it later, you'll see the pink is vibing. The rose quartz is vibing. But today we are going to dive into the themes of self-love, self-esteem and self-care further, because these celestial energies that are around, like the moon, the planets aligning, the full moon in Cancer, the new moon in Aquarius, they are really punching a punch at the moment. And these lunar phases can indeed influence our emotional well-being and set the tone for the year ahead. So it's very important to pay attention to what the energies are saying. However, if you have the crystal yearbook that I penned a couple of years ago, you will know that following the winter solstice, January is indeed a time for reflection. It's a time for planning for forthcoming spring. Like I said, there's no rush. You have the whole of January. It's named after the Roman god Janus, and it's the protector of gates, who actually symbolize beginnings and endings. Now, this month is one of opportunity and of setting new paths to follow. It's a time to start afresh with new resolutions and positive habits. This month, take charge of your future, my loves, and empower yourself to fulfill your dreams, goals and intentions. Now, you may recognize what I've just said. It is the beginning of January in my book, but it is quite an important message. However, I'm going to urge you to perhaps do this the second half of the month, because Shall we say it's self-love appreciation month for sure? This is about going with the flow, not rushing in and making sure you're aligning with exactly what it is you want. We can get a little bit panicked at the beginning of January and push ourselves to do something in particular that we might not actually adhere to, and it might not actually be in alignment with what we actually want to truly do in life. So I would suggest just holding on a little bit. But of course, you can start making plans if you want to, put in the notes in the book, ready for when the full moon is out the way. There's also animals of the month as well. And again, it won't be to any surprise. Sorry if you can hear my doggy in the background. It's very excitable here. My husband's just got home. The otter. The inner child in each of us is represented by the otter. And if you were born in January, or if you encounter the otter in a dream or as a significant symbol in your daily life, you're actually encouraged to not forget your sense of humour and true self. The otter is also associated with exciting change being on the horizon, so you're reminded not to dwell in the past, but instead to embrace new adventures. It makes it a really key animal for January. And if you see the otter, or if it's part of your life or a symbolism, that's the message you want to heed. There is more in my book, The Crystal Year. Take a look if you've got it, but that in a nutshell is the animal personality of the month. Also, as well, crystals for January. This is probably one of the most asked questions I get at the beginning of each and every month. Which crystals are best for which part of the year, etc., etc. It all, of course, depends on you. And I am going to discuss crystals more and more in depth later on in this podcast. But for now, we just need to talk about some important things: the moons. As we begin 2025, it's a crucial time to cultivate self-love, because this powerful practice allows us to embrace our true selves, our flaws and all. Now, self-love isn't just a buzzword. It's actually a foundation for building self-esteem and resilience. It encourages us to treat ourselves with kindness and compassion, which actually sets the stage for healthier relationships and a more fulfilled life. So with this being said, let's talk about the full moon in Cancer. This happens around the 14th of this month, 13th, 14th. And this lunar phase is all about emotions, as I said. It's a really big family sign and is incorporated into the home as well. So it encourages us to delve deep into our feelings, and it brings to the surface anything that needs healing. This is a great time to reflect on how we nurture ourselves and others. But remember, it's okay to feel vulnerable, embrace those emotions, and use this lunar energy to release what no longer serves you. An amazing crystal for the full moon is indeed pink tourmaline, because it will do all of that. It will stop you feeling guilty, it will stop you feeling any hurt and pain, and help you work through those emotions associated. Later on in the year, we have the new moon in Aquarius, which is around the 28th to 29th of the month. And as we transition to the new moon, which follows closely, we find a spark of luck and innovation. This is the perfect time to set intentions. So remember at the beginning of the podcast, I said there's no rush. We've got a lot of emotional baggage and new feelings to work through. The new moon in Aquarius is actually a really good time for setting those intentions. And it's perfect for setting specific intentions that align with your authentic selves. Now, unlike the emotional waves of the full moon, the new moon encourages us to think outside the box and embrace our individuality. It's all about new beginnings and possibilities. So why not take the opportunity to dream big and set some exciting goals for the year? Now, as we navigate these lunar energies, it's essential to remind ourselves not to put too much pressure on our progress. Growth takes time, and it's okay to move at your own pace. Be gentle with yourself and remember that each step, no matter how small, is a step forward. Now, as I alluded to a few moments ago, we're going to talk about the right crystals for January. If you've got my book, you will see there are specific crystals which are generic crystals, but I'm going to shape them up a little bit because of how the moon and the energy is playing right now. It's kind of rollover from Capricorn as well. And I just feel like being a 9-year, because 2 plus 5 plus 2 is 9. There's a lot of emotions at play. So there's 3 I'm going to give you. The first being rose quartz. This is also amazing for the new moon because it's known for promoting self-love and emotional healing. There's amethyst because it's great for enhancing intuition and spiritual growth. We've also got black tourmaline, which provides protection and grounding energy. And we have clear quartz, which amplifies intentions and brings clarity. Now, you can carry these crystals with you, you can meditate with them, or even place them in your living space to invite positive energy. So as we embrace 2025, let's prioritise a bit more self-love, nurture our emotional healing, and set intentions that resonate with our true selves. The cosmic energies of the full moon in Cancer and the new moon in Aquarius are here to guide us. So let's harness their power and embark on this journey together. I will, of course, talk about them a little bit more as we go through the month because there will be more to unfold. There'll be specific guidance for each sign. So whichever sign you're in, I will be giving you specific guidance. But all in all, thank you for joining me today. It's a very short episode, but if you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends. And remember, take care of yourself and embrace this beautiful journey of self-discovery in 25. Until next time, keep shining and remember, the right crystals will always find you. Hey! Don't go yet! As a huge thanks for listening, I've got a special discount code just for you to use on our website, thecrystalbar.co.uk. If you pop the code podcastcrystal, all one word, in at checkout, you'll get a secret discount. And it is indeed a secret because the amount discounted will change through the year. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and I'd be so grateful if you could leave a comment or a review. A million thanks if you do. And of course, if you have a friend who loves crystals, please do share with them. Sending you love and light. Have a great week because you deserve it.